the closer and closer it gets to a fight, the more it goes away from the physical and the more it goes into mental. I mean, like when you get to this level, everybody's an animal. Everybody can do 5-5s. Everyone can box, everyone can kickbox, everyone can wrestle. Like you're fighting the best people in the world who are also like not willing to quit at all. So like it goes away from a physical, and the last few weeks it goes more into a mental game of like keeping yourself sharp and keeping with the positive affirmations and telling yourself you're the fucking man. Like just like what happened on Tuesday there. I was sitting there like absolutely like so lethargic, so tired, so just like before sparring, went out to my car and lay in my car for half an hour before sparring because I was just so tired. I couldn't even be bothered warming up. I was just like, how am I gonna get through this shit? Like,
you're not always coming to the gym and buzzing, jumping out of your skin, ready to spar. You know what I mean? That's what I'll say is hard work. You know, you're not always jumping out of your skin, ready to spar. But this is just like fight day. Whenever you come,
exactly. You have to know when to switch in and out of the
exactly.
zone.
You gotta get into the zone. It doesn't matter how you feel that day. If you feel good, you feel bad, you feel tired, whatever. You gotta switch on and get ready to go. And this is a moment like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, there it is.
Do a bit of a warm up in next door.
Yeah.
Take 5 minutes to yourself and then get in.
I done my drills and my warm up and all, so I'm ready to go in there. But as I say, it was just a mental thing that I had to switch myself, and I had to say, no, like, imagine this is fight night. You need to put yourself in the zone here, Paul. And that's one of the beneficial things about pushing yourself in them doghouse situations or in them hard training situations and being consistent with it. It's a mental thing, and the way I see it, you got to become efficient and effective at getting yourself into the zone when you need to. And this is what, I mean, all the best guys, the best elite guys in sports have done, is whenever they need to, they can flip a switch. By whatever means they need to do to flip that switch, they can flip it like nobody else can flip it. And they can go to town and get to work and get the job done whenever they feel like doing it last, no matter whatever can happen. When it comes to fight day, I know I can switch myself into that zone and I can get the job done. And I've done it before in my career where things have been terrible before the fight. Terrible. And I've just went, right, well that doesn't matter now. All that matters is you, right now in this fight, tonight, leaving your heart and soul out there and doing yourself proud. I think I'm one of the best at doing that, and I'm gonna prove it again in 2 weeks.
This is what you want. You need to get this tired. To get him tired.
I mean, like, I'm not unbelievably happy with my rounds. I never really am I? But I'm happy that I've stuck at a real hard pace. I mean, there was a point in the third round when me and Joe were going hard at it. Hard exchanges, and then all I heard was switch, and then I seen Pat coming into the cage like this. Pat's like a rash, like he's like a rash when he gets in there. He's it's just hard to get out, mate. It's hard to get out, and the thing about it, it's not like Pat's just in there to try hold you and stall. He's gonna try land some big punches on you. I mean, like, that's pretty evident. But that's a good thing, because when I know he's coming in, I have to get on the zone. I'm not going, oh, we're just gonna wrestle here. I'm thinking, if I get stuck on the ground for a second, he's gonna punch my head in. So that's what we're doing here in the doghouse. You know what I mean? That's how you gotta get ready for these World Championship bouts. I got a wee takedown, roll that clip. To take an opponent into hell or into the dark waters, you have to be willing to go there yourself. I live in the deep waters, and I live in the fire. I live in them crazy exchanges, crazy wrestles. Like, I just love that. I live for that. It's always been one of the best parts of my game. It's just Scramble City.
I honestly, I actually don't know how the fuck I got through that. Seeing that, I had to leave that back pass and go down my car for half an hour. I actually had no energy to even draw.
This is what it's all about, not just a physical, you know what I mean?
It's a mental game.
Mental. Like, kind of this season, everything is breaking down. Everything is just, and it's just a matter of now being tougher, physically and mentally, to get through these last few sessions.
That's
you know what I mean? Convincing yourself, going, listen, I'm good to go. Even if you feel crap and you feel like you're under the weather or whatever, you don't feel you're doing well, I'm doing brilliant. That mental thing gets you through, and that's what's going to land later on in the fight.
It's that extra callous. Like, I was sitting there, like, after I came in from the car, and I was like I felt like my head and my heart and all, like, just really tired, and I was like, I'm so fucked here. And I was sitting there about to go in the cage, waiting in them boys, and I was like, I just started telling himself, you're the fucking man.
Halfway, mate.
You're going to win every round here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the fucking man. And you're going to get tired in a second, but you get through it, and I
As
did.
we know, and I want you to point out this one, he has been beat a number of times. He's got a losing mentality, he don't. And that's the difference. He will want out.
Yeah.
He will want out. So that we don't go through the fire. He won't go through the fire. And he's proven with that record.
Yeah.
So it is. And he's got his wee spurts. It's not all about that.
100%. That's it. I'm bringing him to hell.
Yeah.
I'm bringing him to hell.
That's it. And he gave
And I had a touch. I had to go to hell a wee bit there tonight. Like.
Exactly. But if we go to drag him in the end of the rounds, go into the real deep waters, then we got to be able to swim ourselves. We can't fucking be exactly the same. Again, if we want him tired, we got to get tired. We got to feel tired. We got to feel tired. You know what I mean? It's going to be double for him.
100%.
That's it, challenge. That's it.
Come on,
Every
challenge.
round.
Yeah.
Again, talk about the discipline, the fight IQ,
Yeah.
all that type of maturity. That's what it's all about.
It's
not
funny
about
'cause-
putting people away. It's not about like I have to finish this guy. I gotta put him down with his punch. It's not about. It's about winning the fight, winning the rounds, winning the belt.
I still haven't shown what I've got in the tank. I haven't shown what I've got in the arsenal yet. I mean, people are gonna be blown away by this performance in 2.5 weeks. I can feel it. I can feel it deep within me. There's a lot. I've noticed a lot of serendipities, a lot of wee things just coming together for this camp, especially the last couple of months. Especially small things like the fans coming back, my friends, all my friends and family are going to be there. Not only sharing the experience with them, then everyone being able to be there, but it's seeing everyone after. It's seeing everyone after, not talking mum over FaceTime. Do you know what I mean? I'll be able to go give her a big hug and put the belt around her. And yeah.
For whatever carbs you don't eat, I will eat. So just let me know what you put down and I'll add it on. Like a pizza or something tonight, you know, and then we'll build it up from there.
Yeah. Well, we have. Or me and Joe usually share a room, so whenever it comes to fucking the after weigh-ins, like obviously we have to make weight, but we're preparing our food. See, by the time after weigh-ins comes, our room, like the big table, it's like a science lab of all these different spreads. So there's like Biscoff spread, there's Nutella, there's peanut butter, there's like 3 different selections of rice cakes, some with dark chocolate, some with fucking milk chocolate.
Like,
It's
see
like-
the way
it's like a
Paul thinks about us sharing a room and he thinks about happy times eating food. When I think about us sharing rooms, I think of misery. I think of waking up at 3 in the morning with the sound of a lorry unloading stuff out the back when it's actually Paul meditating at 3 in the morning. Going, shh. Like a lorry unloading produce or something on the hydraulics before a fight. And I was thinking, Paul, what the fuck? Can you look out the window and see if there's people out there working or what's going on? And as soon as he got up, the noise stopped. And this happened 3 or 4 times until I realised it was him meditating. Literally at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Who was fighting though? Was I fighting or you fighting?
We're both fighting.
Oh, we were both fighting, so then I don't feel as bad.
What is on the menu tonight?
Classic Rubens, you know. Oh shit, he's my own. Yeah, mate, come on, you know the crack. Always strapped with the Rubens. Today wasn't too bad of a day. I had that one hard session. I had 2 really hard ones yesterday. I had like a red zone cardio, strength and conditioning workout on the bike. And then I had wrestling last night. So as you've seen many times, wrestling's a hard workout. So I took it easy this morning and I just had that first session there at 3 o'clock. And yeah, it was a tough one as well. But look, it went well. I'm feeling damn good. It's exactly 2 weeks to the fight, so. Joe's our Muay Thai coach in the gym in Fight Academy. The man's a mastermind. I mean, like, you talk to anybody, any of the fighters, you talk to Pat, you talk to Shando, you talk to anybody around the scene, and if they've sparred with Joe Armstrong, usually they say, that's probably the hardest spar I've ever had in my life. And that's, I mean, Joe's like a rangy southpaw Muay Thai striker, and he's a technician, so he's so unbelievably technical, so hard to deal with. I've been working with Joe since I joined Fight Academy, which was 2.5 years ago, just over 2.5 years ago since I joined. And we've been hitting sessions on the weekly since then. I mean, it's, as you can probably tell with the flow that we have, he just knows my game inside out now. And I have just taken so much from his game, of course. Like, I mean, he's my coach, he's coaching me every day, but Joe's fought MMA as well, so he knows what works and what doesn't work. We're not doing traditional Muay Thai. He knows exactly what I need to be doing, and he's an unbelievable coach. He's such a valuable asset for me to have in camp. I just had a spar with Joe once and then go, oh, okay, you need to teach me everything. So that's why he's been trying to teach me everything. I think I've learned about 10% of what he knows, to be completely honest. I mean, Joe's been around the game, just like Shando and Pat have both been around the game for so long. So it's unlimited learning, mate. It's unlimited learning, and the more and more you learn, then sometimes you just need to go back to the fundamentals as well. I mean, fundamentals win fights. I mean, you've seen how fast I was there today. I just feel like my body's just, everything's firing at the right time, and I'll have 1 week more just to put the work in and to peak. I want to be able to beat these guys on my worst day. I have to be able to beat them on my worst day, because as I said, we don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training, and if everything goes wrong in that cage or in the build-up or on the night or whatever happens, your level needs to be so high that if it drops in a fight, your lowest level is still enough to beat these guys. And of course you add heart and willingness to win on top of that, which I always have. I'm a hard man to beat. And I mean, this is what the work's for. I mean, like, this is what all the hours every single day is for, is to beat these guys on your worst day and to become the best possible martial artist that you possibly can be.
Is it hard to get him tired?
At this point, yeah.
I'm tired of him.
Feeling light, fast.
He's 30 seconds recovery and he's already talking away to you there.
Yeah, fine.
It's 6 p.m. here, and I would love to just lie on my sofa here and watch Netflix for a few hours and then hit bed early. But these are like the small things that people don't see a lot of the time. Is I'm going to go now to another gym outside of Belfast. I'm going to hit a green zone run for 40 minutes. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my mobility work, which usually lasts about 45 minutes, especially, and it has to be done at the end of the week. I mean, like, if I don't do my mobility routine now, I'm going to wake up like an old man tomorrow. And that, at least for me, I find that has an impact on your muscle soreness for sure, 100%. And once I do that, then I'm doing a swim, then I'll be jumping into the sauna. And because it's that part of camp, I'm building my tolerance to the sauna. So at the minute, I'm at 40 minutes in one sitting. I'm going to be down there for like 3 hours. I'll get a shower and I'll come back here and it'll be about 10 p.m. And this is just like these wee small things that may make a 5% difference to my training tomorrow or Sunday. But 5% is a lot when you're at this highest level. And this is just, I mean, these are just the wee things that you wouldn't even think about is involved in being the best in the world. And you don't have to do these things, but I mean, if you want to be world champion at 24 years old, I mean, these are the things that's put me here and that's put me in this position. It's these wee small sacrifices. And this is why I everything else comes secondary to training, because I could go chill out with my mates tonight. Do you know what I mean? I could go drive to Derry and see my family, but like, this work has to be done. This is my duty. This is what has to be done for me to be the best in the world. And I mean, that's what my life is dedicated towards at the minute. Everyone's falling into place perfectly at the right time, and yeah, weight's good. I really have no complaints here. I'll do 1 more week's hard training, or maybe 5 days more hard training, and then that's me. All the hard work's done. I'll spar Sunday here. I'll spar Tuesday, and I'll do a couple of hard conditioning sessions, and then that'll be me to the fight. Fight week's usually spent very, very chilled out. I still do my training. I keep moving every day. I do my run, my shadow box, and a bit of pad work. But fight week's pretty chill. I always look forward to it because I try to have everything all read up, all the training, of course, all the hard work's done, and I can just sort of chill out and have a lot more time to myself. And by the time the end of the week comes, by the time it comes to fight and weigh in, then I'm raring to go.
We BBC interviewed last interview at camp, just right before my last session at camp, so everyone's coming together.
Got your lines rehearsed?
I've got my lines rehearsed. Everybody got to set your clocks back next week, going to PHT, Paul Hughes time, next Friday, 1st of October, let's go. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last week I was fucked. I was just so tired. I mean, you just get these days. There's days where you just feel horrific and you feel lethargic and you feel under-recovered. And that just happened to be sparring day last week, and it just didn't fall at the right time. But as you've seen, I got that shit done. And here we are this week, we're 9 days out. I feel absolutely unreal. I feel fantastic. So that's just the game. Some days you're up, some days you're down, but all that's got to stay consistent is the hard work, and that's what we're going to do here tonight. Reese is here, Joe's here, young Kieran as well. Just going to be a good wee bit of work sharpening the tools. Some good hard scrambles, of course, with the wrestling, keep the lungs going, and yeah, that's us.
You can't be the best guy in the room always. I mean, you're only going to get so far once you're that guy. You have to be. I mean, this game, the game is about self-awareness, like, and I believe that's part of the reason. Like, for example, if you're the best guy in the room and you're just in your comfort zone and you're getting by and your ego's big and you're the best guy, nobody's testing you. I mean, like, you got to be self-aware enough to take a step back and say to yourself, like, I mean, obviously people have different goals, but if you want to be the best in the world, like, you got to be self-aware enough to take a step back and say, you need to fucking push your comfort zone here, like, because you're only going to get so far doing what you're doing here.
Roscoe, get that camera on me. I have something to say.
Go for it.
I didn't come here to lose any rounds. That goes for you, Reese. That goes for you, Paul.
He certainly didn't come here to lose any full rounds because he's only done 2 minutes a round.
See, for 2 minutes, the new Cage Warriors lightweight, welterweight, and featherweight champion. You know what I mean? And what do you call it? The triple champ tonight. If it was for 2 minutes and they weren't out to hit me hard.
And I guess it could be very easy to get caught into that trap. I mean, like, people have other shit going on in their lives too that is stressful, and to add an incredibly stressful training environment on top of that is probably a lot for some people. And that's why I think that every single thing outside of my training life comes second to my training, because it has to be the #1 priority. I mean, when you're doing this thing right, it's not just a full-time job, it's more than a full-time job. It is your entire being, and it just has to be. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. It's just about constantly pushing that and trying to find that optimal line of growth, optimal line of flow state, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, it's not like this. A lot of the time it's like that, and then it's down and it's up, but you want to make sure it's going at this trajectory. And it's always a balance again, especially in MMA. And like, you never want to get to that point where you're just here and everything's comfortable for you, because there's going to be guys who are just fucking living it. They're blocking out everything else outside of their life and they're putting it all into whatever their chosen path is. Mine just training, MMA obviously, but whatever that could be, guys will just go, do you know what, I don't fucking need to see my friends and family for a while, I want to put this grind in, and they're just going to go like this. Whereas if you're just stuck there sometimes, I mean, as I say, it's a nice place to be, it's a beautiful place, but there's no growth there.
This is like when the big boss jumps in at the end. This is like the end of the game when you get the big boss.
And I think that's why MMA and chasing your fucking dream and setting these massive goals is such an unbelievably stressful thing, of course. But I mean, if you can flip the mind and tell your mind that this stress is a good thing, I don't think it's quite as burdensome. And I mean, that's the only way you're gonna become the best at what you want to do and become the best fighter in the world, is set them massive goals and be willing to go through the turmoil to get there. As Tim Grover says, like, if you want to win, you got to be willing to pay the price, and there is a price with winning. As we've talked about before, there is a price to winning, and you got to be willing to pay it. Not everyone has the privilege to be stressed by the potential to achieve exceptional things.